Hi everyone, it's Melissa Adriana coming at you with another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the Aries woman. This is my sign. I just want to put a little disclaimer out there that, we are more than one sign. So if you're finding that my videos are not resonating with you, just remember that we are more than one sign. I'm going to give you all the dirt that I've dished on other signs, just on my sign as well. I am a fair person, and that I can give thanks to my Libra moon. I am very heavily influenced by my Libra moon. So this is why it's very important to get a birth chart done, so you can find out what your other signs are, because honestly they play a big factor. So let's talk about the Aries woman. I find with Aries women, when it comes to other people, other people's experiences with her, there's always an equal balance of love and hate. People always love and hate her at the same time. They never just love her or just hate her. This is a woman who's actually very much looked up to. A lot of people idolize her. A lot of people are jealous of her. I would say the reason for this mainly is because she has this tendency to always get what she wants, with minimal effort. So even though if you find that there's always people putting her down, or she'll have a lot of struggles in life, especially with a lot of people who want to take her down. And mainly it's, either friends or people in the family, or it could be even boyfriends too. The thing about her is that she always comes out on top. This is not a woman that you can take down. She can definitely have some setbacks here and there, but she will always come out on top, and it will frustrate you as a person who's dealing with her, especially if you are not genuine, and you do equally hate her as much as you love her. So I find that that's something very interesting with Aries women, is that I find they have a lot of secret enemies. Another thing I find about Aries women too is they usually marry very well. They usually marry a guy who is willing to do whatever it takes to make her happy. And I feel like sometimes that can be annoying to other women. I find with Aries women, the jealousy will always come from other women. I don't think it has to do really with other men, but with other women, it usually has to do with who she marries. So she usually finds someone who's going to want to kind of in a way save her. So she does do pretty well that way. Another thing too I noticed with Aries women is that they kind of have an attitude or an air of confidence about them that kind of irritates other people, and it's usually obviously going to be the women who don't irritate other women who obviously don't have that kind of confidence. But an Aries woman has a great deal of confidence, and honestly it's not in a cocky way. It's just she knows what she is, and this is a girl who really knows who she is. So from a young age she's able to be who she is, and she's quite unique. And this is why I was saying there's going to be a lot of people who are going to look up to her. She tends to have her own way of doing things, and she's quite an initiator of things, whether it's some new trend that's going on, or some new idea. She's going to be the one who's going to run with it. This is a girl who makes things happen, and money will always be there, either if it's coming from her husband, or if it's money that she's making. This is a girl who's always going to have money coming in. It manifests easily into her life, without again, minimal effort. This is not a girl you're going to find who's really, she's always going to have things like possessions or nice clothes, or the latest ride, and you're never gonna understand how she always happens to have these things. But an Aries girl knows how to stay on top. They also have this I don't give a F attitude, and that will be really hard for some people to accept, but if you open up your mind and try to understand why she has this mentality, you would understand it too. Because honestly, an Aries woman has a very high respect for herself, and for her well-being. So she's not going to tolerate any bullshit from anyone. You will get cut off faster than anything. She's not going to tolerate. I do find that the April ones, they do tolerate more, but I'm telling you, the March ones, man, we don't tolerate anything like that. She will have to also be very careful with attracting admirers. This is a girl who attracts a lot of admirers / stalkers. I've had my fair share of both sexes, women and men stalkers. It just seems like everyone wants a piece of her, you know, and I think it's because she comes across as like a really fun girl. I mean, an Aries girl always has something interesting to talk about, and you know, she's fun. Aries people in general, and that goes for the men too, we are like the shakers of the zodiac, the movers and the shakers. Like, we are always doing something fun. You'll never find us sitting around. The life of an Aries person is very exciting. An Aries woman with age actually becomes a lot wiser. An Aries girl can be very wild when she's young, in a sense that, you know, she's never going to be home. She's going to always be at the latest party. She's going to be testing boundaries. She's going to be very rebellious. But an Aries woman with age becomes, honestly, like a very well-rounded girl. Another thing, too, to note is that she's also a type of girl who, when it comes to relationships, we cannot be with a man who has any kind of controlling nature whatsoever. To be honest, the reason why my husband and I have lasted so long, 12 years and counting, is because he lets me do whatever I want. An Aries woman is not going to ask permission from anyone, not even her husband, to do what she wants. As I was saying, like, an Aries woman cannot be with someone who will try to control her. You have to find, as an Aries, she needs to find a partner who is going to let her be exactly who she is. You know, we're not talking about negative traits here. We're talking about positive things, but she is very independent, and she's not going to do well with a guy who is smothering or who wants to be around all the time. She's going to have a lot of ideas. She's going to want to do a lot of things, and she's going to have to be with a guy who is going to be like, you know, let her have her freedom. And she will equally give back the guy the freedom as well, too. She's not, you know, disgusting where she wants to do whatever she wants to do and she wouldn't give him that same respect. Going back to talking about, you know, how wise an Aries woman can be, you know, like, a lot of Aries women go through a lot of darkness, and the good thing about her is that she doesn't take it and go downhill. She takes it and she rises up, and she's a very wise woman. You know, an elder Aries woman, I would say maybe 30 and up, you know, she can teach you a lot about, you know, life's problems, life's, you know, things going on, like way to handle things. She really knows how to master darkness and turn into something amazing. I will say, though, in relationships, even though she does need her freedom, she will very much need attention for her husband. So her husband has to be many different things. And honestly, being with an Aries is a hard thing to do, an Aries woman, hard thing to do for a man, because he needs to be multiple different characters. He needs to have this, he needs to have that. Like, she wants, like, the package deal. And, you know, if she can be with a guy who's willing to, like, maybe he's not everything at first, but strive to be, you know, go to that direction, you know, he will be the ideal suitor, you know. But definitely with Aries woman, she needs to be admired. So, you know, this guy, even though he can be busy, she will want a man who's busy, but he needs to make sure that, you know, he's giving her enough attention, because she does want to be number one to him, you know, in his eyes. So he definitely has to be careful with that. So I'm going to talk about an Aries woman as a mother, just because I can speak on this. I am one. An Aries woman will love her children to death, but you know what? Like, when it comes to, you know, behavior and respect, they're gonna have to, you know, be bringing it, because she's not going to tolerate any kind of, you know, ill behavior in public. in places like, the good thing about an Aries woman is that her kids will be well behaved. They will also be very independent from a young age. An Aries woman definitely, because she seeks it out herself, she'll also want to teach that to her kids too, that, never depend on anybody. Always have your own. Take care of yourself. Her kids will be trained in that sense too, but her kids, an Aries mother can do no wrong in their children's lives. Her children will think she is like the bee's knees, like she will be everything. The good thing about Aries woman is that she's not like too much of one thing and not too much of the other. She's an equal balance. So she'll be tough and she will be loving. But and the children, they will always be well taken care of. She loves her children like they're actually, the first thing and the only thing she cares about. And then it would be probably herself and then her husband. But yeah, her kids will always be taken care of well. I would say too, just when we're talking about the fun part of an Aries, her children actually love to be around her because she's actually so much fun. She makes them laugh. She has fun ideas. And that's one thing that an Aries woman's kids will love about her, is that she's so much fun. Yeah, so as a mother, she will definitely be loving, but she's going to have a lot of expectations of you as a child. Her children, she sees capabilities in them that sometimes they don't even see in themselves. So she will definitely have high expectations for them to, reach their full potential. And, another thing too is that, they have to carry their weight. They will equally be involved in house chores. She's strict, but, she's still loving at the end of the day. So mind you, while you will be like maybe in the latest clothes or, you'll get materialistic things, you will definitely have to keep up your end of the bargain with her as a mom. So I'm going to touch on a little bit of the negative things that I've seen from Aries people. An Aries woman is definitely like wine. She definitely ages better. She gets better with age. But I would say with Aries people who tend to not have, a well-rounded moon sign or like rising sign. See, for me, I'm an Aries, but I'm very toned down by my Taurus rising and my Libra moon. So I'm not like a bulldozer, But for the ones that are, I would say, your opinion is not the only one that matters. There are other opinions out there. Definitely, work on, when you are talking to someone, if they have their own opinion of a conversation, definitely take that into consideration. I would say also to the reaction levels. There are some Aries women out there who their reaction to things, like they don't process things. Yeah, they're very quick to react or get upset. One thing an Aries can learn from its alternate sign of Libra is, to definitely weigh things out, before you make an impact or react or think something. Another thing too that Aries people, thank God I don't have this. Thank God. Aries people definitely need to work on is their impulsive nature. This can be very dangerous. Their decision making, there's sometimes no thought. I actually know one Aries woman, she literally had a thought that she wanted to go buy a car in the morning, and she bought it by the time the day was over. That's kind of scary, definitely with money. That can be very dangerous when you're impulsive. But Aries people tend to have that like on the whim. And that's definitely, as I was saying, that's something that they share with their partner sign. They're of Sagittarius. Sagittarius and Aries, they are the ringleaders when it comes to impulsiveness. And that can be very dangerous in life, think things through, weigh things out, make a pros and cons list, but definitely, by the time you're 30, that should be all over. So like I said, like she gets better with age. Another thing I would say too, is her anger. Her anger, I mean, that would be, matched up with her reaction to things, but, she can be a very angry person and she can hold on to grudges sometimes if she's negatively aspected by other signs. And she can be very revengeful, just like I would say a Scorpio. So she needs to definitely work on that. Yeah, so this is all I have today for the Aries woman. I think I touched on a lot of stuff. I would love your feedback to let me know how I did. If you think I missed out on something, if you'd like to add something. Also, let me know what you want to see next. I think personally I'm going to do an Aries woman with a Capricorn man compatibility next. There's a lot of these couples out there, and it's actually quite hilarious because we are so different from each other, but it freaking works. So yeah, that'll be my next video. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching.